I asked the former Apprentice star and businesswoman Katie Hopkins and Cathy Rogan from Working Families what they thought about it. Cathy, thank you very much for talking to me tonight. Katie, let's talk to you first. How do you think businesses come across in this survey?
Well, clearly it doesn't read well for businesses, but I think we have to kind of put it into a broader perspective, which is that for large corporations and for public sector organisations, maternity leave, maternity legislation, it's all very well. You know, you can afford to pay those things, and that's why we see so many women working in the public sector. But as a small business myself, as other small businesses out there, maternity legislation is an absolute nonsense. You know, we can't ask when you're going to go. We can't ask when you're coming back. We can't ask if you're coming back. Meanwhile, we have to pay for your antenatal classes. We pay for you to go to relaxation classes. And we pay for everything else during your maternity leave. And so it's very difficult for us as small businesses to be probably quite so positive about maternity leave as people would like us to be.
Cathy, what do you think? I mean, do you have sympathy for small business, not the very big ones, but the small ones which Katie represents? Or are you firmly on the side of the women who are being talked about in this survey?
I'm always on the side of the women, but I find that most small businesses do cope perfectly well with maternity leave. And I'm regularly asked, is it just the small employers who are the ones who discriminate, who are the ones who don't play by the rules? And it's not true, it's across the board. Many small businesses are very flexible, very supportive, very helpful because you've got that family organisation. I should make it clear that statutory maternity pay is claimed back by employers, and if you're a very small business, you actually get more than 100% back. So it's not as onerous as some small businesses suggest.
Because, Katie, you have a workforce of 4.
Yes.
We were just talking that 2 of your workforce are women who have been on maternity leave. They're not coming back. Has it really been that much of a struggle if, like Cathy says, you can claim some of this money back?
And the small businesses out there will be screaming at the TV because this is the line you always get, oh, you get it all back, you get it all back. But actually, if you think about it, you know, there's a disruption to your business. You have clients that know that individual, that she's just going to be going away now. You have to recruit someone to cover the role while she's gone. That person can only be employed on a temporary basis because you're not allowed to offer a full-time position because that would be seen as taking someone's job. So I think this word discrimination is a very big word to be using. I think what it actually is just a reflection of the fact that it's incredibly disruptive when somebody goes on maternity leave. I think our legislation is far too generous. In America, you get 6 weeks unpaid leave. And I think for the firm that put together this survey, which is a legal firm, to be encouraging women to take litigious behaviour and litigious action against employers is really the wrong way to be going. But what I'm really worried about is that women are legislating themselves out of the game, because if you speak to any recruitment agency, they'll say, people with jobs are saying, don't send me any women.
What do you think of that, Cathy?
If that's true, then that's very unlawful. My experience is not that employers avoid women of childbearing age, otherwise there would be no women for me to advise. You know, my experience is that it's when things start to go wrong, when things are more complicated, when women need health and safety adjustments, when women have time off sick, all of which are very rightly protected by European legislation.
Now, Katie, I know that one of your answers is to give 6 weeks unpaid maternity leave and then expect their employees back. How would that work?
I think that transfers the accountability for having a child back to the parents, because it says, look, you'll get 6 weeks unpaid leave. You need to make a decision about what's right for you.
Oliver Twist time, doesn't it?
No, not at all. I think it just reflects that this is quite a tough economy that we're working in the moment. The labour market is running at a massive surplus. I think to suggest that employers are welcoming in women of a childbearing age is a very, very misleading thing to say.
OK, Cathy, how would you like the sound of that? Would you like to work for Katie with 6 weeks unpaid maternity leave?
In case my partner's watching, I'm not planning any more children. No, I wouldn't. And I think what we would find is what we found when maternity leave was a lot shorter, that women would just leave the workplace and the skills they'd built up, the training that they'd had would be lost, and they would leave the workplace for up to 20 years, you know, as their kids get bigger.
OK, we'll leave it there. Katie and Cathy, thanks so much for your time.